Get completions to execute. Didn't get completions to execute. I would agree.
The interception.
The swag, hey, Deshaun be flea though. That $200 million, Deshaun. I see what you spending it on, my guy. You do be fresh. That don't help you on the field though.
No, I got hit, so I was asking guys on the sideline what happened. So I haven't even seen the play actually, so I'm not even sure.
And then that last fourth down, did it get tipped?
Yeah, it got tipped.
Obviously, we had talked to you about before the game, like how you might respond to whatever the crowd reaction was. Obviously, there was some boos out there. Just what was your kind of reaction in the moment?
Facts, they do.
Man, I didn't have no reaction. I think the biggest thing is, I think you guys know too, and I think the whole world knows. It has nothing to do about the performance. It's a little bit personal than that. So I think that's it's a disrespectful thing. And
he's talking about the boos. He's talking about the boos. It's a lot more personal than that. And now, Chad, I want to get serious. I want to just get serious for 2 seconds. So Cleveland Brown fans, please stop doing that ish, man. Because that's the thing. If Shedeur, if he happens to get in there, and then God forbid something happens, yeah, we gonna need goddamn Deshaun. All that booing ish is not it, bro. It's not. But Deshaun said it's definitely a lot more personal. They booed you when you goddamn tore your Achilles, when you had a season-ending injury, when your career could have been over. Not every athlete. Athletes do come back from Achilles injuries, yes, but not every athlete in the history has ever. It was once upon a time when you had an Achilles injury, that was the end of your career in any sport. So let's keep it a buck now. That's not a good look, bro. I love the Cleveland Brown fans, but dog, booing this man, that's Bush League, bro. That's horrible. That says more about the fan base than it does about him.
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep whatever I feel with me and my family internally on how I feel about that, and yeah, just move on.
But don't you think, Deshaun, that winning and playing better would eliminate some of that booing?
Bro, they booed him before he even took a snap. They booed him when he was running on the field. Cut it out. Now they look how, hey, Chad, look how, hey, they see the writing on the wall now, Chad. Chad, they see the writing on the wall now. Now look how they flipped the script right on him. I thought y'all just wanted this man to be the starter. Y'all been saying he's going to be the starter all week. Oh, the competition's done. The competition's done. Oh. Boy, boy.
Last time I played on this field, I tore my Achilles. And that same fan base, they cheered when I got hurt. So does that have to do with, what does it have to do with anything about performance? When a person get hurt, especially for your own city, and they cheer.
Didn't that make you regret coming here?
Nah,
because I don't got shit to do with me. I came here because I saw a future. I came here because I wanted to change the franchise around. And it didn't work out. But what he just said is a fact, dog. If we going to be serious for 2 seconds, if we going to get serious, bro, dog, that's horrible, bro. If I'm him, bro, if I'm being honest with you, I would never want to play in Cleveland again. I would have told him to trade me before the season started. I'm healthy. Put me on another team. You got to know trade clause in your contract, Deshaun. You could have got up out of there if you really wanted to, but he probably didn't think it was going to be like that bad. But they booed when he tore his Achilles. Dog, these guys, yes, they make a lot of money, dog, but they also, bro, some people from the injuries, like when you get CTE, like Chris Johnson, CJ2K, who got ALS, dog, these dudes, if we having a serious conversation, these dudes, they put their bodies on the line each and every day. I stopped playing because I had multiple surgeries and my body couldn't hold up anymore. Dog, these dudes, dog, they human just like us. That's not cool, bro. That's not cool at all how they did this, man. Yes, he doesn't have it anymore. We understand that. Yes, he's not like that anymore. But it's more, to be quite honest with you, it's damn in the front office and it's these boys playing in our goddamn face. Because if you would have just put Shedeur in there and said he was the quarterback of the future and gave him the free one way, this shit wouldn't even be happening. Because then it's a backup. When he comes in, they probably would have forgot all about it because Shedeur been playing and balling if he ever had to come into a game. And then he probably would have been traded going into next season anyway because the contract expires after the year. So really, it's the goddamn Cleveland Browns' fault for the way they handling this goddamn situation. That shit's horrible, man. As a former player, a dog, you don't know blood, sweat, and tears put into this for them. They make millions of dollars, yes, but they still humans, bro. So he probably don't regret it, but deep down, he probably like, man, why did I do it? He ain't gonna say he'll regret it, but that's gonna be a decision that he gonna think about for the rest of his life. Because before he came to Cleveland, he was one of him. He was one-on-one. He was him. And that's undeniable.
Does any of that make you regret coming here?
No, I don't regret anything in my life. You know, I think the Lord put me through situations for a reason. So I don't regret anything at all.
But that's the thing too. For them actions that you had, Deshaun, for them actions that you had, that's how life worked. I ain't trying to bring up old stuff, that massage stuff and all that, but that's how God worked. You got blessed on one hand with the $200 million setting you up for generations to come, but this is the other side of it when you make certain decisions. I ain't saying who's wrong or right, but I'm going to call a spade a spade. Life is full circle like that, and what goes around always comes back around. Understand that. So watch the decisions you make. But I still don't give the right to people to boo this man.
But, you know, I had different thoughts on how it was going to be, but, you know, it is what it is. You know, sometimes, you know, the tables turn, and I'm patient enough because I'm a child of God to, you know, wait for that time to change. So I'm not tripping on it.
How about the quarterback competition? Do you feel like just your whole body of work, how do you feel like you have presented yourself in terms of trying to win this thing?
I don't know. I mean, I think that's just gonna, you know, that's gonna be Coach Monken's decision. So, you know, I just continue to just try to win a day each and every day.
Yeah, now you say Coach Monken. He ain't say the front office this time, chat, because he see the writing on the wall, potentially. Because he still could be named the starter. We gonna see.
And like I mentioned before, the organization, Jimmy D, AB, and Monk, Coach Monken is going to make that decision for the organization.
Do you feel like you've won the job?
I don't know. I don't even get my hopes up, honestly. I mean, yeah, I think I've done a good job to be able to lead this team and be a starter in this league. But again, you know, I don't know how other people's feelings internally. You know, I haven't talked to Coach Monk about that or anybody else. So again, you know, I'm just kind of open with you guys on how this thing's going to play out. You know, I just take it one day at a time, and, you know, whenever that time comes, it comes.
Todd said he doesn't know when he's going to make it, but he wants to get somebody in place so they can start getting all the reps with the ones. And I know we've talked about it before, but how valuable would that be to be the guy and then moving forward, get all those ones?
Yeah, I think it's very valuable for whoever the position goes to. I mean, you gotta build that trust. You gotta build that rhythm. You gotta know how, you know, guys operate, and not just for the quarterback, but I think for the whole team, for the whole offense, for the offensive line, being able to hear one cadence, one voice, walking in a huddle, being able to know like how this person operate, how this person, you know, when things break down, you know, how this quarterback is going to operate. So, yeah, I think it's going to be helpful for not just the quarterbacks, but I think just for the whole offense and the whole team.
Good. Yeah. I think it would be goddamn helpful too to goddamn name a starter. It's about time.
I was going to ask real quick, Deshaun, do you feel like, you know, if you are named the starter, do you feel like some of those feelings that you talked about before, you know, will dissipate, and that you can develop a really nice relationship with Browns fans, and that you can put that stuff in the rearview mirror?
Mary Kay, look at Mary Kay. Look at Mary Kay trying to be the bridge between the fan base and Deshaun.
I don't know. I mean, the only time I feel that energy is when I'm in the stadium or it's on social media. Like I mentioned before, and when I'm in public, no one's mentioned anything. So I think that's the only time those people that's holding it in is trying to, you know, disrupt the energy. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a social media, players can't respond back. And then in the stadium, you know, players can't respond back. So I get it. I understand it, you know, so it is what it is.
I'm going to say two more.
You make a hell of a
Quarterback
point.
job is tough enough. Can you defeat that negativity?
I don't know. You know, it's a mental battle every day. You know, I feel like I get more love on road games than I do home games. So if it is my spot and he does make me the name, maybe it's 17 away games then. I don't know.
What about the fact that you guys do have your first 2 are on the road, your first 6 of 9 are on the road? If you win the job, might that work in your favor?
Again, I'm not sure. I don't know. You know, I thought being away for 2 years and working myself back from 2 Achilles injuries and putting the time in and, you know, being around the facility, being around the city, doing charity work in the city, you know, supporting the Cleveland Browns, you know, hanging out with fans whenever I do see them, you know, being honest, being, you know, the type of person I know I am and the character would help. And I guess it haven't. So that's why I say it's personal. So, you know, it is what it is. People have their own opinions. I can't, you know, there's only so much you can do to change that. So at the end of the day, you know, I just have to continue to just work on it and strive to be better mentally moving forward.
I mean, you see, this is the first time, real quick, chat, real quick, this is the first time, dog. This is the first time Deshaun Watson has really opened up about all this. And yes, he had no other choice but to open up about this because obviously today was the first game that he was back, and it was the first game where he actually had fans in the stadium and fans like that booing him. So it was the first time that he really had to really address it like head on. So to be quite honest with you, with his first time addressing it, you can tell, nah, it's really, it's personal. It's personal. But I appreciate his responses. He's being honest. At the end of the day, he's been away for 2 years. At the end of the day, he's really rehabilitated himself. He came back from 2 Achilles tears, dog. That's fucking unheard of. Excuse my French. And he's, like he said, he's been in the community. He's done certain things. So he would have thought, damn, okay, maybe they, yeah, dog, that's messed up, Cleveland. Yeah, that's messed up, dog. I don't feel bad for him, but at the same time, Cleveland, y'all got to be better, bro. Because he does make a hell of a point.
You talked a lot about your mental health is something that you're really proud of despite all the backlash. What, in dark moments like maybe today or in the past, what have you kind of leaned on to help you not fall into like a dark hole or something?
Yeah, I mean, it's not so much of like today wasn't really a dark hole. It was just kind of, it wasn't something that I didn't expect. You know, I was just kind of neutral with it, but you know, I just lean on my mom, and ultimately I lean on my wife. That's my biggest person of peace that I have. So, you know, you might catch me during the games, during certain situations, looking up to her in the suite and just making sure, like, as long as she's there, I'll be good. I'm gonna get through it. So, you know, she's been there the whole time, you know, through my situations, the last 5 years. So, she's the best person in the world that I can, you know, lean on and, you know, that have that support. But yeah, I say my wife and my mom for sure.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Damn. I ain't gonna lie, Chad. That damn near that just messed up the whole vibe, man. But I appreciate that though. I appreciate his honesty, and then I appreciate his realness. But now let's turn back up, Chad, because you know what time it is. Hold up the goddamn wrist, Chad. Hey, Chad, now it's time to go ahead and turn back up, baby. Hey, Chad, you know who coming up next. Hey, Chad, you know why we say the best for last. Hey, Chad, hey. Hey, hold up the wrist, Chad. Hey, Deshaun, I shed a few tears for you, big dog. I shed a few tears for you, Deshaun. But now it's holding. Hey. It be like that. It be like that. Hey. It be like that. It be like that. It be like that. But hey, y'all see that boy too.
How comfortable did you feel out there today, especially on those couple of really early drives?
Soft shoe.
I would say I feel the same how I feel every day.
I mean, to start 8 for 8, get that touchdown to Luke, did you feel like you're able to find a rhythm pretty quickly?
No, like I feel like that every day. I'm being honest. Like just because I went 8 for 8, like I don't really keep track of that, in my mind. It's just like I get to that place every day, in practice. So it's just like translates.
What were you most proud of?
See, and now Shedeur like, hold on. See, Shedeur came on smiling. He like, hold on, let me remember where I'm at. Shedeur like, hold on, let me remember. Y'all the same ones. Let me remember where I'm at. Boy, this Cleveland media, bro, we got to get some of them boys fired. Hey, Chad, we might have to start a petition to get everybody up out of Cleveland media, because it starts with Cleveland media, bro. It starts with Cleveland media. If we going back to really real quick for 2 seconds, I'm going to let Shedeur finish. But if we really thinking about it, the reason why all this negativity and all this stuff is still always like this is because of Cleveland media, bro, and what they push, period, in the organization and how they handle things. But anyway, still holding up the wrist. But Shedeur, keep on handling them how you handle them.
Of being able to build on from the first preseason game and say your performance in this first half?
I would say to get the first completion. I would say that was the biggest difference. And then it was just rolling. That's it. And then operating within the huddle and play clock and everything, just being on time. Not letting the play clock get too low to where it could be, a little hazard. But I was just operating, just being in control. That's it.
Hey, real quick, I do want to address that. You make a good point. All right. He said if I was Deshaun Watson, I would just retire. You got $230 million. You 30 years old in good health. But that's the thing, that competitive edge, man. Once you stop playing, you can never go back. Never go back. And if I'm Deshaun, I want to end on a high note. I want to ride off into the sunset on a high note. I don't want to be forced out. But the fact that he did come back from 2 Achilles injuries, the fact that he did still play in a couple NFL games, even though it's preseason, that says a lot. But I don't know if I'm him. Yeah, I got $200 million, but as the competitive juices in me, shoot, I don't know. But he's still been trash for the last 5 years. So still, it'd be like that. Yeah, I make a good point. But I just feel bad for him because it's like, dog, they still shouldn't be booing this man. That's all.
Shedeur, Todd said how impressed he was by you, not just today, but since the start of the off-season program. So can you look back on how you improved from then until now?
How I improved every aspect of my life. I'll say I improved, at least my relationship with God, to be able to come up here every day and talk to everybody, regardless of opinions, of how people, what they say online and all this different type of stuff. Even those that sitting in front of me today, I still approach y'all and greet y'all with kindness because God gave me that.
Hold on. Repeat what you said, Shedeur. Repeat what you said, Shedeur. Listen again to what this young man just said. Listen again to what Shedeur said, because I don't want it to go over y'all heads. This is for the people in the back. This is for the people all the way in the back. Listen to what he just said again. But dang, y'all killing Deshaun, man. Let Deshaun leave, man. It's better to be forced out and not broke. Yeah. Let Deshaun live. All right, no more Deshaun slander in the chat. He said, I'll boo Deshaun to his face. Y'all wild, man. But listen, real quick, chat. Listen to what Shedeur just said, because I don't want him to go over y'all heads.
Back on how you improved from then until now.
How I improved every aspect of my life. I'll say I improved, at least my relationship with God, to be able to come up here every day and talk to everybody, regardless of opinions,
That's facts, because we know how y'all feel about us.
How people, what they say online and all this different type of stuff, even those that sitting in front of me today.
Call a spade a spade. Call a spade a spade. Call a spade a spade. Because we know y'all don't rock with us. Shedeur, boy, you a smooth criminal, boy. You a smooth criminal, my guy.
Still approach y'all and greet y'all with kindness because God gave me that. God gave me the the wisdom to be able to not be emotionally fazed by individuals and people, because I'm here for a bigger purpose.
I'm sorry, I appreciate that. But
Yeah.
But as a football player, how you improved?
I mean, I'll say football is an aspect of my life, but I'm God sent, honestly. And that's me being a football player.
Sure, on that, I think it was a fourth down play to Blake where you stood in the pocket. Todd mentioned.
I love how he handles them, bro. Because it's like, Shedeur, I'm going to go out here. Shedeur, I'm going to still do me. And I love that, baby. I love that fact that I'm going to still do me. But I know which side y'all on. You just stay over there. Don't play in my face because I ain't going for it. I love it.
Mentioned you being comfortable waiting for him to come open. What did you see on that play, and then also the touchdown to Luke in the back of the end zone?
I would say we had a play that we could have gotten to another play, and I liked the look because it was two different: front side it was zone, back side it was man, and we talk about decisions and talk about, okay, if you may not get in the perfect place, so don't try to get too perfect, but just go with your gut and go with how you feel. And I stick with the play, and I went through the progressions, and I kind of know how things are going to play out sometimes. So I was able to find comfort in that because I know my guys are going to be on the field. And I like pressure situations. I like 2-minute drill. I like all these different aspects that you would love your quarterback to be in. That's what makes me as a person. I grew up with pressure, so I like those moments. That's when I feel the best. Even thinking about the 2-minute drill, even in practice, I remember we had the same 2-minute last time we played the Bills, and we wasn't really successful, but they got me once then. I couldn't let that same thing happen for the second time. So it's they did great in their scheme and everything whenever we played them the first time last year and everything they did. But I just feel like when it comes to being able to move the ball and everything, I'm the guy that likes to move the ball and like to put the ball in the air.
Sure. Have you ever dealt with a lightning delay like we had today? And what did you do while you were just kind of waiting to get back out there?
I was just talking to God. I was just talking to God, honestly. That's all I was doing, because it can get frustrating sometimes when you're ready and it's just not time yet, but God gave me the wisdom to be able to just regardless, whenever it's time to go out there and just be you. So I think about that in every aspect of life. If it's something that you want and, it's not on your time, and when you want things to happen, it's on God's time when it's supposed to happen, so that's what I live by and that's what I think of. So I'm patient with everything in life because nothing's really on my time.
Shedeur, you just talked to Deshaun, and he's upset about the fans and the booing, and you just talked about being mentally tough. In that situation, when you're going against a guy that you're competing against, it's also your teammate. Knowing that you have that mental stability, to come alongside of him, how is that? How did you do that with Deshaun today, or did you do that?
Yeah, I mean, well, in general, I don't appreciate that at all. Just regardless, competition, we all human beings. And I think we all need to understand that, in this room too. We are humans. So it's
exactly.
I don't really do things to humans I wouldn't really want done to me, and I don't really like making people feel uncomfortable in different spaces. And that's why even sometimes daily things I do, I try to make sure everybody comfortable, because a lot of things, just even how I am as a person, sometimes can make people uncomfortable, So,
Fact.
I mean, I'm obviously aware of that. And just for all the fans and everything, we appreciate y'all showing up and everything. And however y'all feel about the situation, about with Deshaun and about everything, still, I think it's more about a bigger purpose of just respect. It's just a respect thing that I feel should be there, because we all out there trying to do our best and trying to serve the franchise the best way possible. We going out there to win games. We doing everything we can do. So, I don't really appreciate that.
I guess off of that, how has your relationship with Deshaun kind of evolved from last year to this year and through this the competition you guys have kind of been in throughout camp?
I would say over time it's definitely like everybody's more comfortable. I would say last year I was more trying to like figure out what I have to do in each and every day, just to continue everything, to be in the right mental space overall. I would say that's where I was at last year, but this year I've been able to get comfortable, be able to talk to all my teammates like a lot more and be able to be myself. So that's why when you say it's 4th and short and I feel comfortable out there, that's because I'm myself again. So being able to have those relationships with everybody in the quarterback room is extremely important. And that's what even what the coaches said whenever they first got there. Like, this quarterback room and everybody got to be a unit, got to be a team, regardless of who's going out there. Because you would want the same type of respect, if you was going out there. So, our motto is really treat everyone how you want to be treated, honestly. And, not really playing to the games, the online games and all the different type of stuff.
Shedeur, I know you talked about, throughout this training camp, just controlling what you can control while you guys wait on a quarterback decision. So I guess after starting today, if a decision comes in the next couple of days or whenever it comes, how do you feel about the job you've done in doing that?
I think I wake up and feel the same, honestly. I think if you do things based off the situation you're in, and it's like you're not really doing everything to your max, you're not giving your all. Like, I don't just want to be the starter. Now I got to lock in a little more. Like, that's what I told everybody in pregame. And I don't know if they'll put the pregame, but I said to them because it had a little language in there. It had a little bit in there. So I don't know. But I told them, we did everything, so it's no point of being nervous. There's no point of feeling any different type of way. We put in the work. We do everything that we could do. And I don't live with regrets. So anything that I've done, that's just who I am. I don't really live with regrets or anything.
And that's how it should be, young man.
I don't know. I sleep better at night knowing I do everything I can. And
I do too.
However things fall, it falls. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Shedeur.
Man, chat, and there you have it. There you have it. So we heard from Todd Monken, and potentially he kind of gave us a heads up on potentially what he going decide to do. But we still gonna have to wait and see. But to sum up the day, all right, to go ahead and wrap this whole thing up and put a nice little bow for you. All right, if we're looking at the quarterbacks and we're just talking about today, the Cleveland Browns today, they lost. All right, they lost 31-7. All right. Shedeur Sanders went 9 for 11, had, I think, 4 drives, or did he get 5? Maybe he had 4 or 5 drives. All right, he went 9 for 11, 74 yards, 6.7 yards average, 1 TD, 1 interception, and a sack. All right, Deshaun Watson went 5 for 12, 36 yards, 3 yards average per play, and 1 interception. And then Dylan Gabriel, he played. But, yeah, so that's a box score. And then, of course, looking back at one of the highlights from today from Shedeur Sanders, this was one of his touchdowns today. We showed this earlier. We talked about it earlier. And the one thing that I can appreciate, he got these boys set. He got these boys in the proper play. But the highlight of this play is this goddamn offensive line. I'm going to drop a bomb for the goddamn offensive line real quick because, man, look at that protection. Look, boy. My mama can probably sit back there and throw that ball like that. Not realistically, but if we're looking at it, chat, if we're taking a peek at it, if we're squinting at it, boy, look at that offensive line. Hell of a goddamn play. Hell of a throw by Shedeur to zip it in there. Wide open wide receiver. Way to find him. Way to go through your reads, go through your possession. Go through your possessions. Watch the play develop. Good job by Flourier, found in the back of the end zone. Good job, my boy. Because if Florio wasn't open, he was gonna hit that boy Isaiah Bond. But he saw Flourier. But Isaiah Bond, he probably would have broke open. That would have been a nicer little third too. Isaiah Bond, like, damn, he like at least he caught it. But Isaiah Bond probably would have been the next guy to go and get that if he didn't see Flourier. But it's good that he saw him. Nice little touchdown. Great little pocket. All right, this is the highlight of the day, though. Nice little touchdown pass from Shedeur Sanders. All right, nice offensive line play. The next highlight that I got from you from Shedeur Sanders that I really liked and enjoyed. All right, offensive line. Once again, the twos offensive line. Today, you know what the Buffalo Bills did? They dropped everybody back in coverage. They did not. They saw what Shedeur Sanders, when they blitzed this boy during practice the other day, they saw how he ate him up. So they did not blitz him today. So that's why Shedeur Sanders, on a few occasions, he had nice, clean pockets like this, and they dropped everybody back in coverage. But even with them dropping everybody back in coverage, and this was, look, chat, 3rd and 15. This was my second favorite play of the day. All right? Looking into it. 3rd and 15. 3rd and 15. Shedeur came through and did his big one. Did his big one. 3rd and 15. That boy Flourier trying to make the squad, chat. That boy Flourier trying to make the squad, chat. That might be a little Wes Welker over there. Or a little Edelman. We might got us a little Wes Welker or a little Edelman. Hold on. Hey, hold on. This is giving me a little resemblance of my Patriots. Let me cut it out, though. But that boy Flourier, that boy, 7-11, that boy get open, man. Look at the offensive line. Holding up. Shedeur, 3rd and 15, moving the chains. Dog, 3rd and 15, 3rd and 15, not easy to convert that. So this is my second favorite play of Shedeur Sanders earlier today. All right, I'm only going to get into a few plays. So, chat, I ain't going to lie. I got a few things I got to do tonight, and I've been on here for a while. All right, we streaming for about almost 4-5 hours because of the delay. So we going to end on a few. I got one more clip after this one to show you, and then we going to end on that. But 3rd and 15, man, nice ball, good patience. Him sitting in a pocket, nice pocket, going through his progressions, going through his reads, feeling comfortable, moving the chains. Hell of a goddamn job, Shedeur. Hell of a goddamn job. All right? Hell of a goddamn job, Shedeur Sanders. All right? But actually, to be quite honest with you, chat, I'm just going to show you those two. All right? I'm just going to show you those two. But Andrew Berry. All right? So those are the two highlights from today, chat. I would get into some more film breakdown, but I ain't going to lie, chat. I got a lot of things I got to do. I got people calling me. That's why I had to mute myself a few times, so I got to go ahead and get up out of here. But the last few things that I want to hit on real quick before we get up out of here, chat, and I really do love you. I really do appreciate you. But the Brown GM showing love to Shedeur Sanders because you saw these are some comments that Andrew Berry had after Shedeur went and played in the first half. You saw Andrew Berry. He went up to the press box. And when Andrew Berry went up to the press box, that boy Andrew Berry had a few things to say. All right, let's look into it. Really pleased with Shedeur. Everybody could see how well he threw the ball. All right. You could see his playmaking. I think the piece in his game where he's grown the most is that maybe goes a little bit to understand his use of the operation and cadence as a weapon, and really pleased with what we saw. Yes, because he made him jump off sides twice. With his cadence and his operation, he made him jump off sides twice. Todd Monken is a perfect coach for Shedeur Sanders, man. Todd Monken has given Shedeur Sanders the reins as far as letting him operate at the line of scrimmage, letting him cook how he's cooking. Before y'all get up out of here, chat, if you're going to get up out of here, because I'm about to get up out of here too, hit that like button on your way out. So if you're getting up out of here, hit that like button on your way out, chat. But these are just some things that I want to highlight because this is key for Shedeur. Andrew Berry, liking what he saw from this guy today, Shedeur. And they talked about, chat, the propaganda. Look how Andrew Berry killed the propaganda. Look how Andrew Berry came and said, y'all better shut the up. Y'all better shut the up. That's what Andrew Berry said. Because he said the cadence. They talking about the cadence. Oh, he can't handle the operation. He can't handle the cadence. Well, Andrew Berry said you could see his playmaking ability. I think the piece of his game where he's grown the most is that maybe he goes to a little bit understand the operation and the cadence as a weapon. He's using it as a weapon, Chad, and he even did in a goddamn game. What they gonna say now? Crickets. I thought he couldn't get in and out of the huddle. I thought he couldn't operate this offense. I thought his cadence. Deshaun just has better cadence. Deshaun just has better cadence. Hey, Denzel Boston. How do you feel about Deshaun having better cadence? No. How you feel about Deshaun having better cadence, Denzel? No. Chat, what are they gonna say now? I bet you that propaganda stopped, though. And with the interception, we talked about it. So just hitting on it one more time before we get up out of here, chat, because there's no need to talk about it anymore. I gave you, if you didn't see my proper analysis, go back to 2:05. All right, so if you're just tuning in, go back to around 2 hours and 5 minutes on the stream. So if you're just now tuning in, if you're at this part of the video, either you're watching it live or you're watching it after I shut this off. If you're watching it live or you're watching this after I shut this off, go back to my breakdown at 2 minutes and about 2 minutes, right? When I break this all the way down and I give you the context to this interception. Because this was the worst thing that we did today. And to be quite honest with you, even Todd Monken said, to hit your hands, you got to catch it. So moving on. No need to talk about it. No need to hit on it. But chat, I just want to remind y'all folks, some of the top quarterbacks that were drafted before Shedeur Sanders. I just want to remind y'all. All right? I just want to remind y'all. Never forget. All right? We ain't going to never forget. We won't. I won't. But imagine if we had the runway. Once again, before we get up out of here. Imagine if we had the runway like Cam Ward. Like a Jackson Dart. Like a Jalen Miro. Like a Tyler Shuck. Well, Jalen Miro, he ain't playing no time soon. But like a Tyler Shuck. But Jalen Miro, he ain't playing no time soon. He ain't played, but he drafted round 3, 28th pick. Huh? What? He was drafted before us? This guy? But imagine we had the runway like a Cam Ward. Imagine we had a one-way, once again, like a Jackson Dart. Imagine we get the keys like a Tyler Shuck, supposedly. But just always remember, we're a 5th-round pick, baby. As they say. We're a 5th-round pick. Yeah, all right. Hey, Shedeur, keep that chip on your shoulder, baby. We ain't gonna never forget. Promise you that. I promise you that. Final words from G. Bush before we get up out of here as well.
Same things that we saw today. I saw at practice.
Hold on, G. What you say?
The same things that we saw today. I saw at practice.
No, you didn't. That's not what they said. Hey, chat. Tell them they're going to have to find somebody else to play with. Gee, you said the same things you saw today you saw at practice? Yeah. What they gonna say now, chat? That's the question. What they gonna say now? What's the propaganda that's gonna get spilled? I just want to know. I'm asking for a friend. What are they going to say now? Come on, man. Come on, man. So, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I'm going to wait for the propaganda this week, chat. Because what are they going to say now? Chat, I'm going to wait for the propaganda this week. But I want you to remember this. Todd, you say all these great things. You say this, you say that. Todd Monken, I'm going to need you to stand behind what the hell you say. Period. Todd Monken, I'm going to need you to stand behind what the hell you say. So let's hear from Todd Monken one last time, chat, before we get up out of here.
There's a lot there to like. You know, I mean, he plays with a certain amount of confidence. He has gotten a lot better at getting rid of the ball. Certainly he wants to make a play. Like the 1/3 and 13 or 14 we converted, you know, he holds onto the ball and lets the receiver clear. There's going to be other times where that sweet spot is where he's going to have to check it down. But a great job of progressing the red zone touchdown. I'm really proud of him and where he's come from the moment I got here till now. Very impressive. And then at the end, it's like, really? I mean, you talk about shitty football. I mean, I don't care who goes out there, right? I mean, if I could have taken a knee, I probably would have. I mean, what the shit? We work on cadence and operation, and we're going to continue to do it because you can't be leading offense and you're leading cadence. And in the first half, we did. There's a lot there to like. You know, I mean, he plays with a certain amount of confidence. He has gotten a lot better at getting rid of the ball. Certainly he wants to make a play. Like the 1/3 and 13 or 14 we converted, you know, he holds onto the ball and lets the receiver clear. There's going to be other times where that sweet spot is where he's going to have to check it down. But a great job of progressing the red zone touchdown. I'm really proud of him and where he's come from the moment I got here till now. Very impressive. And then at the end, it's like, really? I mean, you talk about shitty football. I mean, I don't care who goes out there, right? I mean, if I could have taken a knee, I probably would have. I mean, what the shit? We work on cadence and operation, and we're going to continue to do it because you can't be leading offense and you're leading cadence. And in the first half, we did. There's a lot.
What are they going to say now, chat? What are they going to say now? That's all I want to know. What propaganda? They got 2 days, chat. Chat, they got 2 days. They said we couldn't get the operation together. They said this, they said that. They got 2 days to think of some other propaganda to spread this week. Is it going to be the interception? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be that? What will they say this week? Oh, he threw it behind him. He should have never did that. Well, clearly, Deshaun's still going to be the guy. What they going to say now? Regardless, chat, hit that like button on your way out. Please, please, please hit the subscribe button if this was your cup of tea, if you like what you saw. Chat, I love you. Chat, I appreciate you. I'm sorry I couldn't get to more comments. I'm sorry I kind of stopped showing comments for a second because I had to kind of lock in. Y'all know how I get, chat. But at the end of the day, today was a day, chat. To be quite honest with you, chat, I got a hell of a lot more than what I bargained for today, as far as watching this game with the Cleveland Browns and being here with y'all. Way more than what I bargained for. But Hey, we just getting started. It's going to be a long season, but it's going to be a rewarding season. And if the Browns know what's good for them, Todd, we heard what you said. Hold up that wrist, Todd. It's only right. Well, regardless, chat, hit that like button, man. Hit that follow button. I love you. I appreciate you. You know how we do. Hey, we're going to come back. Actually, we ain't going to come back tonight because I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I'm behind on schedule, and I got a lot of stuff to do. So tomorrow we will be back with a Nolan Wells update. So if you don't know about the Nolan Wells case, tomorrow we'll be giving you a Nolan Wells update. I will also be reviewing all the NFL preseason games that happen. You know, we're going to be talking about various teams, talking about, you know, how I see them performing as the season progresses and as the season gets closer to actually starting the regular season. All right, we're going to talk about it all. All right, so make sure you tune in for that tomorrow. Nolan Wells update and also sports talk around the league. All right, I appreciate you. I love you. Please, please, please make sure you do me this one favor. Please, chat, make sure you do me this one favor. Please send this to your mama, your daddy, your best friend of another friend, Lit Johnny, Lit Timmy. Don't forget about Lil Susie, too. Lil Susie needs these gems. And don't forget about Lil Josh. Don't forget about Lil Josh. You know he just moved across the street from Lil Susie. Lil Josh needs these gems, too. All right, so send these gems to everybody. All right, to everybody. Don't be selfish. Come on now. Share the wealth. Don't be like that. All right, send these gems to everybody. I love you. I appreciate you. And, hey, I'm going to see you soon, baby. But guess what? We out. Deuces. Much love. Chat. Much love. Hey, we live now, really.